Your eye's twitching like crazy today.
My eyelid?
No, like underneath it.
This, yeah.
Do you know what it is?
It's horrible. It's
dehydration, stress, or lack of magnesium, or lack of sleep.
Check, and check some more. That's all going on with me. La, 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 la. I'm not free. I'm a prisoner to my brain. Huh?
Brett made me exercise.
I end the night with wine, and I begin the day with coffee. Water's not an option.
I like it.
I love water. I drink water. You wouldn't say I don't drink water.
I wouldn't say that. Honestly, I'm just hot and sweaty. And
You're hot?
Yeah. Because you made me exercise today.
Yes.
Brett made me exercise today.
I know.
So
because of your stress.
No, you're the reason I'm stressed.
Oh, I'm the reason you're stressed. You want to go down this road, huh?
Yeah.
What's the reason I'm stressed?
Me. Pleasure doing business with you, husband.
Yeah. You're a little bit of a liar.
I'm a liar?
I mean, a little.
Well, I lie to you because you're annoying and it's easier than telling you the truth and dealing with the truth.
What did I tell you this morning or yesterday when I had my nervous breakdown?
Hmm?
Call me annoying a lot.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, look, if for example,
I guess what's worse.
You're always on my case. Okay, but you're always on my case. You micromanage. You microscope all the time. So sometimes it's easier for me to just be like, yeah, did you eat protein? Yeah, I ate protein. Because I don't want to fucking hear you nagging me about eating protein. Let me live my goddamn life. You know what I mean?
But what if I don't think you're living it right?
Then that's my fucking business. I don't you can't tell me.
But you micromanage my shit.
No, I don't.
If I'm like, ooh,
if I was micromanaging you,
I just ate a pizza burger. Which is not something I would eat, by the way. For the record, the idea of a pizza burger is disgusting. I would eat a cheeseburger and a pizza. Absolutely. Oh, a good smash burger. And then, a good,
Okay,
I really want to go to Pizzeria Sai.
You're such a hypocrite because you will actually do the thing. You'll do the thing and not consult with me or ask me and you'll just do whatever you think.
But I won't lie to you.
And then later I'll
let you yell at me. I've never sat you down or called you while you were on a plane and been like, babe, I have to talk to you about something really important.
That's not how I said it.
I have to talk to you.
You're obese.
You have to eat protein.
I've never said that.
You never said protein. You said you need to lose weight.
Brett, that was after a week of you fucking driving me crazy, saying that your stomach hurts, you're worried about your health, you're like, I don't want to say what you said to me, but a lot of things.
What did I say? We can bleep it later. Functions were
It bothers me that you think I'm a liar.
Doing very well. I don't think you're a liar, but I do think you lie sometimes.
Like what? Give me an example.
It's more like of what you omit.
Jesus, you're so... It's hot.
What else have you... So you've lied about when I'm like, did you have protein?
Well, this morning, you were like, did you eat protein? I was like, no. Did you eat protein? No. Well, you really need protein. I was like, well, I'm not going to have the protein fucking right now. I'm on my way out the door. I'm not going to go into the kitchen and look for some protein.
I see that you're the high level of stress, and I want to make sure that you're getting proper nutrition. But you're the one who's
stressing me out.
You're also stressing me out.
Oh, man. I want to hit you.
So do it.
I don't think that's allowed.
No, hit me.
Can I? Do I have your permission to hit you?
Yeah.
How hard? Like closed fist or open fist? Or like slap
what do you want to do?
Slap. Like slap.
My face?
No, your arm.
Okay. Slap my arm. Feel better?
No, can I punch it too?
Okay. Wow. It's a good punch.
I did a soft one.
I know.
I'm much better at punching.
Yeah. And it kind of hurt.
Really?
I feel like you could really
I
fuck
think I have a
someone
lot
up.
of anger inside of me, so I think
But
you're
you're
right.
also strong.
I am strong and angry. Lots of anger in there.
You know, that's why you have to eat protein and you have to work out and do all that stuff because it'll help with that rage. Like you know, don't you feel, do you feel angrier now? Do you feel like the workout today unleashed something?
No, it's equal angry. As I always am.
You think you're like an angry person?
No, but I think I have latent anger inside of me.
Would you say that I'm an angry person?
Yes.
I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't disagree with you. I would say that I am angry, but also not. I know
there you have it, folks.
I'm joyful
angry,
too,
but also not. So we had an ant infestation this last week, and I had an exterminator come and they dealt with the ants in the kitchen. But then ants started emerging out of our bathroom, like coming from the cracks. And he told me about like the formula that he used. It's like a bait, and then the ants eat the bait, and the active ingredient is borax, which basically kills them from the inside because it fucks with their digestive system or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I went online and I found this brand that sells it. It had like 5 stars. I was like, yeah, got rid of my ant problem. Well, I got it and I put it in our bathroom. And the next day there was like thousands, like a black swarm of ants to the thing. I was like, oh my God, it's really like baiting them. And then tons of ants were dying. I was like, oh, this is kind of gross, but like I want the ants to die. So they kind of like moved the bait to closer to where their entry point was. So it was just like they went right to the bait. And then like there were less and less, but then it was like really, really like when you're sitting on the toilet, you can kind of like watch the whole scene unfold. And I'm watching the ants eating the poison. Then I'm seeing like ants are dying all around. And I have this, and it kind of became like, I was like fascinated by it. I was like, oh my God, like, because the behavior of the ants, like they started like eating the dead ants. And like I saw an ant pick up another dead ant and was like carrying it to bring it back to the colony to feed it. And that's basically what this thing does.
What about maybe to bury it though?
No.
Maybe it was his mom.
I think that they eat it. And they do this. The reason why this poison is so effective is because they bring the worker ants take the poison back to the queen and it kills the queen. And I was just like, oh man, I can kill a queen. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel like a full-on psychopath. I felt like Hannibal Lecter. I'm like watching the down. I was like, oh yeah, he's eating a fucking ant. Yeah, that's right. I was like, I didn't know this was inside of me. It's terrible.
And you felt guilty because then you come to realize these are living things.
I literally, I was like, oh my God, as I'm watching, I was like, oh my God, he's carrying it to eat it. Oh my God, he's eating it. And then I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. And then I threw it all away and cleaned it and felt so bad and then sat in the corner apologizing to the ants.
I know. I felt guilty by proxy that I was like, because, you know, I was part of it. I knew it was happening.
There was an infestation. They were getting
and then
in my mouth.
Right. And then you feel overwhelmed and you feel like they're doing something against you. And, you know, we have so little control of so many things in our lives.
Here's the thing.
I don't think you were getting off on the death of the ants. I think you were getting off on the fact that you had taken control of an uncontrollable situation because so much is out of control right now.
I ate an ant. I had an ant crawl in my fucking mouth while I was sleeping and I found it in my mouth the next morning. And that was when I had it. And I was like, I got to kill these motherfuckers. It was in my mouth guard. So I'm sorry about the ants. I feel terrible. I feel terrible about the ants. I feel terrible I killed them. I feel terrible that I kind of enjoyed watching one of them carry a dead one because I was like, wow, that's so strong. They can pick up a whole nother ant and just, are they eating it? I think they're eating it. Do they eat each other?
I know roaches do that because I remember when I had an infestation of roaches in college, the thing was to put this poison food out and then they eat each other's corpses.
That's so awful. Oh no, man, I feel bad. Why do they sell products like that?
Yeah, it's a drag, you know.
Isn't there a way to get rid of them without killing them?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe luring them out.
How do you do that? How do you lure? I literally had thousands of ants in my bathroom. Thousands. I tried counting and I got to like 150, and that was just in the one corner.
You were counting the dead ants?
Not the dead ones, the ones that were walking, because they were walking.
The living ants
like
you were counting. 1,
2, 3, 4, because they were going back in the hole. 5. I got to 150. There were still tons more. Anyway, I mean the ants.
I think you have OCD.
Sorry. I like when boys are pretty sometimes.
No, I know you would like. I remember when we were on our break, we would go.
I fucked a lot of pretty boys.
See like all these like little like boys that you'd be with,
like little earrings, and they were like so like artsy, and I was like, I'm gonna break you.
No, they're really like good looking. It made me feel really good about myself.
Good.
You know, I was upset though too and jealous, but like I also was like, oh okay. I have a level of hotness that
those boys were pretty annoying.
Right.
There was one of them.
How were they in bed?
Pretty good. Not as good as you. Okay, you want to hear about the pretty boys that were annoying and why they were annoying? Or no?
Yeah.
One of them, he was Italian, very hot. His name was Luca. Big dick. And he...
Bigger than mine?
Do you want to hear the story or not? So Luca, hot Italian.
I don't know.
All right.
Was he better than me in bed?
No, definitely not.
Why? Okay, no.
Because
tell me
he
about
kept like
Luca.
whispering in my ear in Italian, and I was like, I know this is supposed to be hot, but it's just annoying. He's like, "Che bella, che bella," and I was just like, "This is stupid. Stop what you're doing right now." And then after we fucked one time,
it's not like flap those wings on my on that big
Oh my God, we have to talk about that. Brian has a new thing happening where as he's climaxing, he screams the most absurd shit ever that makes me die. I'm like cackling with laughter. He's like coming, and so he's like, can I say all this?
I mean, we can cut it later.
Okay, anyway, basically when he's coming, he's like, he'll like scream the craziest thing, like, yeah, babe, jerk it. And then he said, what'd you say? Yeah, babe.
Well, because you twerk.
You said, flap the...
Got a fat ass and you twerk it on my...
What did you say,
and you
though?
love to, like, you are the...
what did you say? You said, flap those wings on that...
Big.
On that thing.
I meant to say big dick, but I was coming, so it came out big.
Flap those wings on that... No. Which, by the way, let me tell you how that landed for me. That my pussy is so large that they're wings, and they're flapping in the wind.
I meant your ass, not your pussy. Your pussy's that...
I was like, wait, I'm sorry.
Pussy's that small.
Is my pussy like the wings of the sleeve of a wizard?
No, it was just like
flap those wings on that big
because your ass was like ba-boom, ba-bang, ba-bang.
Flap those wings on that big is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Worse than dirty Jew. Really. Flap those wings on that big is the worst thing I've ever heard. And you said that to me while we were fucking.
Wait, I didn't know that it was so bad.
It was so funny. I mean, it made me die. And then you said another one the other day that also made me die.
What'd I say?
Oh, it was like, it's always so dumb. I don't remember. I wish I wrote it down.
You make me crazy.
Yeah, flap those wings on that.
And I say crazy shit. It makes me get so crazy.
That's what the name of the episode is.
After 6 years, it makes me so crazy that I say stuff like that.
Can I just say something? This episode is called Flap Those Wings on That Big.
Flap those wings on that big.
Sorry, how is an ass in any way wings?
Because so like my hands were like on your like waist, and I could feel like your ass cheeks like coming up, and I could see it too, like your ass cheeks like they're like bouncing. And so it was sort of like wings in a way.
That is like the least sexy, most funny thing I've ever heard. Flap those wings on that big. And yeah, it's just like, oh my God.
It does sound horrible in retrospect.
My pussy is so fucking huge that they're like wings. Terrible.
Do you think that I think you have a big pussy?
That's just what it sounded like you were saying. I know you don't think that.
No, that would be a problem.
Super funny. Okay, you know what? I just want to clarify. I have a very small pussy, so much so that the doctor at my gynecologist has 2 speculums, and to date, he still has to use the tiny one on me.
No, you have a tight pussy. I love it. It's incredible.
Not that there's anything wrong with a large pussy.
You ever fuck one? Sorry. I can't deal with like a giant dus.
I can't deal with a small dick.
Just feels like you're fucking a bowl of pudding.
Feels like you're not fucking anything when you're fucking a small dick, so I get it.
Yeah.
I once not had sex with somebody because the dick was shockingly small. It was a micro.
Really?
And I didn't know how to get out of it. I felt really bad. But he was tall. That's why it was so shocking. He was really tall. He was like 6'4", 6'5". And like, oh man, he must have had this happen to him so many times. I felt really bad. But like, he took his pants off and I was like, oh man, all of a sudden, I think I'm too drunk. I only had 1 drink, but I was like, I'm too drunk. And I left. I was like, I'm not gonna rack up my numbers on this guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
What if he like had like herpes too? You get herpes from that dick? That could suck.
Not worth it.
Like, who'd you get herpes from? A micro penis. Terrible.
So this guy, Luca, we had gone on a few dates. He was extraordinarily handsome, like really, really hot and Italian. And he was like sexy and had like caramel skin and green eyes and tall and had curly hair. And I was like, this is going to be such an asset to bring around to all my like super hot gay friends. This is going to be such good arm candy for me. So one of my friends was throwing this big New Year's party and I was like,
but you'd be arm candy to him too.
I know, but I was bringing him to all my friends. I was like, look what I'm fucking, you know what I mean? So I wanted to show him off. He was my new toy. We were there together. I brought Luca with me and we went with my brother and this guy that my brother was seeing. We go to this party and I've got sexy Luca with me the whole time and everyone's like, oh my God, Luca, so hot, so hot, so hot. And then I go to, like after the night is over and I go to Luca's house, spend the night. We hooked up. We start going to sleep and he starts like stroking my face and like looks into my eyes and goes, I'm in love with you. And I was like, I think it was like the 3rd or 4th date, really.
Was it the first time you had sex?
No. He said he was in love with me. I was like, oh, I don't feel that way. And then he was like, I don't think I even said, oh, I don't love you. I was just like, oh, that's so nice. And then he's like, I want you to be my girlfriend. And I was like, oh, I'm not ready for that. And then he went nuts because he's like, I don't understand why you would spend New Year's with me unless you were serious with me. You brought me to meet your family. I was like, well, it's my brother who's like my best friend. It's not really like my family. I don't like bring you to meet my parents or something. And he was so offended. And he's like, you sent the wrong message to me by inviting me to spend New Year's with you and introducing me to your brother. I was like, but I really just wanted to show all my friends how hot you were. So that was it. That was it for me and Luca. R.I.P. Luca. I mean, he's still alive.
Right.
But
yeah, well, you had sex with him too. So that will make somebody go crazy.
But that wasn't the first time we had sex.
Right. No, so,
Anyway, this kind of anticlimactic, but
you do have
he got really mad that I invited him for New Year's. I don't think I agree with him.
Sex with you is like seeing Valhalla.
Thank you. That's not weird, right? To hang out with somebody. That doesn't mean you're serious about them if you hang out with them on New Year's.
I mean, if you were like really parading him around though, maybe you did send mixed messages.
Sorry, Luca.
And you were like, really?
Sorry, Luca, you had a great dick, and I really appreciate the dick. You had a great dick, and I really like that you're Italian. And I remember the sex being decent. Yeah, not better than you. No dick is better than you, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm apologizing to Luca. Will you give me a minute?
Luca, go fuck yourself.
I'm really sorry that I hurt your feelings. You had a really good dick and you were a nice prosciutto.
Enough with Luca. Wait, what?
Prosciutto and melon. It was like fucking. It was like eating prosciutto and melon.
And what's fucking me like?
Like a pastrami sandwich.
That's not better. That's worse like than prosciutto and melon.
No, it's not. I much prefer a pastrami sandwich.
Oh, okay,
Reuben?
cool.
Fuck yeah.
So,
I don't eat prosciutto and melon.
No, but like seriously, like what's sex with me like?
It's mind-blowing.
Why?
Because you're like a beast.
I'm like a beast?
Yeah.
How so? Explain.
I don't know, you're just like kind of like beast-like.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I aspire to be a bit beast-like.
Yeah. It's like really sexy fucking a beast.
Yeah.
That's like the fantasies fucking a beast.
No, it's like you're with a centaur.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck like a prince. I want to fuck the beast in the dungeon.
You want to look down and be like, oh, there's like hooves on his feet.
Yeah. He might kill me. You know?
Right.
Do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have like a pan flute.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job, baby.
Yeah, it's good.
I want to be the princess fucking the beast.
The Beauty and the Beast.
There you go.
We should do that.
Oh, that should be a Halloween costume, but I'll be the beast and you be the beauty.
No. I was with my manager and I was like, I'm sexy. He's like, yeah. I'm like, we should be like promoting me as more of that. Like, I mean, you think I can be a lead? And he's like, well, yeah. I mean, look, you're never going to be Michael B. Jordan.
You want it? Yeah.
And I was like, right.
Black.
But like, no, of course not. But like, like De Niro, Pacino. And then he was like, yeah. Like, what I felt he was saying is like, you're not as good looking as them. And then I brought up Gandolfini, and he was like, oh, yeah. He was sexy, you're right.
God.
So what's the deal with that?
Fire him.
Do you think that I'm
Can I
uglier?
tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Of all those men you just mentioned, the only one that I've masturbated to dozens and dozens of times is James Gandolfini.
James Gandolfini was hot. Absolutely.
Yes, very hot. We started watching The Sopranos doc, and I immediately was like, so fucking sexy. And my pussy is tingling just talking about him right now.
But never for De Niro or Pacino?
No, I respect them. I revere them. I don't want to fuck them.
Do you think that I'm uglier than them?
No.
Than De Niro and Pacino?
You're handsome. You're not ugly. You can't use ugly to describe yourself.
That's the whole thing, is like I feel like I'm really handsome, and when these fucking Jews talk to me, I feel like they're painting me as ugly.
Self-hating.
Like, why can't I be? I'm like, I was like, I said this to him, I'm like, like how many people want to fuck me?
He wants to fuck
Everybody
you.
wants to fuck me. What are you talking about? And why don't we see that reflected on the screen more?
Here.
Look at my wife. Look how beautiful my wife is. You think she's fucking a ugly person? She hates ugly people.
I hate
Despises.
ugly people.
Yeah, nothing. You would, if you could kill all the ugly people.
I would.
You were, maybe yesterday. That's it.
Killing the ants was like killing all the ugly people.
Yeah, exactly. Like ants are like ugly people. So, oh my God. I'm sorry. 15 years ago, you could say all of this, and it's just humor, and people would be like, oh my God, that's fucked up. And now, literally, there's at least 4 things that have been said that we can't air. When it was really just jokes.
Just jokes. Anyway, this is over. Flap those wings on that big, everyone.
Yo, this is Brett and Ari just reminding you to flap those wings on that big.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah, like and subscribe.